You know what time it is. Hi, my name is Kendra Morgan Official, and I like to put out content weekly centered around makeup brushes that aren't Morphe, single eyeshadows, and sunscreen. Today I do have a little bit of a tangential video, and this is going to be eyeshadow palettes that I bought from Ulta that are Colourpop. I do want to show you guys why I'm truly interested in buying these palettes. I didn't know that Colourpop puts a lot of their little infamous single eyeshadows in some of their palettes that they put out. So I've been eagerly and attracted to some of the new Colourpop launches, to say the least. And today I'm going to be going over some swatches of the brand new Lust for Dusk, also the Off Melrose palette, followed by High Tide, and that's Taupe Colourpop palettes. Then I'll show you guys just a little teensy weensy tutorial. It's nothing major, nothing's changed, like we're not zoomed in or anything like that, just a little bit of eye makeup that I put on my face for today's video. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoy this channel. All you have to do is subscribe down below. That lets me know you guys love this content and you want to see more of it. It's free, doesn't cost anything for you guys, so make sure you do it. I saw this palette at Ulta and I was like, yes, that was beautiful. And I happened to notice that Take the Lead and Miser are two eyeshadows that are available as singles in the Colourpop collection. So instead of waiting for Colourpop to restock a lot of their single eyeshadows, I decided to just go ahead and pick up this palette. Alongside that, I found a few other palettes that I thought I would enjoy. And what better way to kind of amp up my singles collection, because you can actually remove some of these pans, than to just pick up some of these reasonably affordable priced eyeshadow palettes. So without any further ado, let's get into the up close and personal swatches of the palette. I am going to be starting with the Lust for Dusk palette. So incredibly beautiful. And that's what she looks like in all her glory. And it's got 16 shadows. There is one shadow that I think is a duochrome, or two duochromes, and then a super shock shadow, and I'll just kind of go through them. So Sunset Chaser, then Wild Sky, Shaken is the super shock, I believe, and Mood Lighting, or it's very, very like, oops, I forgot to even put that on there. But anyways, there you go. You see the three. Then I add Mood Lighting. That's the fourth. Don't worry. I go into swatching by fours, so you can get the satisfaction of all four. Then I swatch Hot Glam, Quiet Storm, Mixer, and Everride. Eventide. Everride. Yeah, that's Eventide right there. So that second shade in is not a pressed glitter. I thought it might have been, but it is not. It's just one of their really, really creamy, richly pigmented formulas. Oh my gosh, I got a swatch up there on the side. Just don't pay attention to it. It gets wiped off later. And then Eventide. Their mattes swatch beautifully. Colourpop's performance and quality is actually excellent. I'm going to go ahead and grab some more mixer and just build up. Oh, I guess I'm not. Anyways, Night Lovers, that's a duochrome. Horizon, Take the Lead, and then Miser. Miser's also kind of a pink duochrome. It's also featured today in my look that will show you. So there's Night Lovers. Oh, one of my favorite types of duochromes right there. Horizon is just a matte peachy shade, and then there's like a slate gray on Take the Lead, and then the last shade is Miser, which is like a peachy with a blue shifty duochrome. You can't really see it very well, but it is gorgeous in person. Really, really, really beautiful. There's the palette. So we've got some warm shades. On the bottom, there is That's Neat, which has got that glitter in the matte. After Dark. Then I swatch Surf Chill. And then lastly, that slate blue Twilight. And showing you swatches of those creamy buttery mattes. Those are insanely richly pigmented. Those are equivalent to some of my Sydney Gray shadows right there. I wouldn't say all of them are, but quite a few of them are very similar to my Sydney Gray shadows. So next up, Melrose Place, or excuse me, Off Melrose. This one contains let's see, I think there's 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmers. There is 1 pressed glitter, folks. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes. Am I doing my math right? Oh, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm going to swatch for you guys that first row in live time. So creamy and so buttery. The first shade that gets swatched is, let me go ahead and get that palette going for you all, is Angelino Boutique. And then this third shade is Trading Post, just kind of a light shimmer. Then Brunch kind of feels like that Super Shock formula, but I can't confirm that or deny it. I don't know Colourpop's formula all too well. It's still very, very new to me, so I think it feels a little super shocky, but I don't know. And then there's Fairfax, which is a duochrome. Again, one of my favorite types of duochromes. Easy breezy, matte on the list. Then there's that pressed pigment, and you can see it's really awfully just super, super gritty. I'm gonna get a close-up of this for you guys. It just looks like a pressed glitter with a little bit of like binder already in it. And it's kind of that rosy copper bronze shade. So there's Fairfax. Oh, that is so gorgeous. Followed by Easy Breezy now on the list, and there's the pressed glitter. And you see, I'm really like, it's just super gritty, and I have to go in there twice to get a good feel for it and swatch of it. It's quickly becoming not one of my favorite palettes, but there you have it. And they're easily removable, so there you go. The glitter gets everywhere, so watch out in the future swatches. Okay, last row, Down to Earth. Take it again. Then third is Labre, $10 latte. Let me tell you, if I ever spend $10 on a latte, help me. Yeah. Take it again is beautiful gold, just like a true, almost antique gold. Labre, really, really kind of dull on the shimmer, so I'm building it up just a little bit. But it is very, very nice. It's a one and done type of shadow, if you ask me. And then $10 latte has that like kind of glitteriness in the matte mixed up. You guys know which ones I'm talking about from Colourpop. If you're an avid Colourpopper, then you would probably know. That's the swatches of the palette. So insanely beautiful. Let's move on to the third palette in the haul here, which is High Tide. This is basically based up upon aqua shades and various like green leaning aquas and blue leaning aquas. So don't worry, there's a little bit for everybody who loves aqua. I'm so drawn to these shades. Just a Splash, Currents, and Free Floatin' are going to be the first 3 swatches that I do for you guys. And if Stephen Ford is watching this, I too am so attracted to these types of shades, but I rarely wear them. I was going to feature them in a look today, and I just couldn't get past the whole everything looks beautiful neutral. So, okay. Second row is Urchin, Must See, and Flora. Urchin swatches so beautifully. It's like the perfect blue aqua, and then that center shade Must See is like the most beautiful aqua that I own right now. Flora, kind of dusty aqua shade. I'm just going to build up that Urchin a little bit more, but yeah, no problems there whatsoever. You guys know sometimes I build up the matte swatches just a little bit because I'm really here to show you guys the pigment. This is a duochrome, Muscle Beach, New Wave, and then Lunar is the last shadow. So Muzzle Beach is a soft brown duochrome with kind of a green teal shift. Then that New Wave is just like the perfect mid-tone aqua, and then Lunar is just a really deep, dark, rich teal turquoise. And I'm just building up Muzzle Beach and New Wave to see if I can try and get that duochrome to show for you guys. And also New Wave is so gorgeous that I just really wanted to swatch it twice for you guys to get you guys that good pigmentation. And that is the High Tide palette right there for you all. Okay, let's move on to the last eyeshadow palette that I picked up, and that's Taupe. It's just a really lovely neutral shadow palette. It contains looks like 4 shimmers, 1 being a Super Shock, and then 5 mattes. So it's a little bit heavier on the mattes. but it really gives you some really strong base shades to use. The first 3 shades are Boa. Then I'm laying down a swatch for Pebble Beach. Didn't really quite work out. Oh boy. Yeah, I didn't dry it, so that was me just kind of whoopsie. So the last shade on the first row is Python, and it's kind of got like a plummy mauve undertone. Oh yeah, I'm super ticked. I already brought the fly swatter down. Yes, I see it. So Slated is gonna be your Super Shock shadow, then Snake Eyes, which is actually available as a single, and then Cold Blooded are gonna be the next 3. Look how creamy they go on. That's so gorgeous. Snake Eyes is really pretty too. I see why a lot of people recommend that as a Colourpop single. Build up the swatch here on Cold Blooded. It could just also be my finger too. And it is got the same neutral undertone as my skin, I feel like, so that can also be the reason why I just wanted to build that up for you guys so you can really see the color payoff. Rock Steady, then Constrictor and Bedrock. Rock Steady, matte, rock shade, then Constrictor, just a really dark, deep, rich copper that's shimmery, and then Bedrock. So got some light tones and I would say some decent medium tones in that palette, and one kind of on the deeper side, but not truly like horribly deep. And just overall a very, very beautiful palette. Okay, so now you guys have seen some in-depth, up-close swatches of the Colourpop palettes that I picked up at Ulta this weekend, and I also want to show you guys, just run through really quickly a look. But first, real quick, if you're finding value in this content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. Also hit that like button if you really enjoy seeing these up close and personal swatches, and if you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button. Comment down below too which of the 4 palettes I picked up is your favorite, because I gotta know which to film with next. So really quickly, I decided to use the Lust for Dusk palette on my eyes today, and I chose to do Miser. I couldn't decide between Miser and Night Lovers, and I chose Miser because it's just a little bit lighter and peachier, pinkier, and that's just what I wanted over the eyes to kind of complement my bronzy glow and also my olive t-shirt that I'm wearing. So that's what I chose. I took Eventide and just buffed it into the outer third of the eye and just brought it up a little bit above the crease because I do have hooded eyes. Brought it also below and smoked it out on the lower lash line. Added a coat of my second most favorite mascara, which is the Lash Princess Essence Mascara. My first being Makeup Geek's lash extension. I think it just lasts longer and it doesn't transfer up here, so I really like it a little bit better. But other than that, they both perform very similarly, so just depends on which formula you want to go with. If you haven't already seen how I take a palette that is not magnetized and make it magnetized, go and check out that video right now, because I show you guys how I take my Pat McGrath Celestial Divinity palette and I make it so you guys can take these shadows out and use them as single eyeshadows, and that way you can also save your palette, use it, don't waste the packaging, but also use shadows individually and kind of curate your own palettes that really fit and suit exactly your needs. That's what I focus on mostly. I did pick up some eyeshadow palettes, kind of I'm getting down with the Colourpop hype, can't lie. Cannot lie. Really enjoying the Colourpop palettes that I have picked up, and I hope you have too. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.